know where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
Chief Concerns is presented by BetOnline and Olipop. Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns, and ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year. It's football season, and you know what that means? It means it's time to get in on BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our 150 slot games. Head to the website today and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. Come on, baby. Go. Yes. That's a first down. This football season, I'll be putting down normal sodas like Coca-Cola for Olipop. Olipop offers a healthier alternative with its low sugar content and natural ingredients. Olipop is more than just a drink. It's a wellness companion that supports your digestive health. Packed with prebiotics, this fizzy elixir helps promote good bacteria in your gut, leading to improved digestion and overall well-being. So go ahead, click the link in the description and use promo code SODALOVE and get your can of Olipop so you can enjoy the game guilt-free. Go Chiefs. Use the promo code SODALOVE for 15% off now. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Chief Concerns. It's our post-game reaction show coming to you after a good win, the 21-7 win over the Cleveland Browns. The Chiefs are now 13-1. A win's a win, and I'll take it. But, I want to get to some of the things in this game that happened. We'll kind of get right to it. But everyone right now is scared about the injury that Patrick Mahomes suffered late in the game. Didn't come back in. It looked like another ankle injury. Walked off the field, kind of limping a little bit after the game. He walked to the locker room, and then there was a video that I just saw a little while ago that he walked out of the locker room, and they put him on like one of those golf carts, and they took him somewhere, probably took him to get x-rays maybe on the ankle. Just kind of, how worried are you guys about the injuries? I know everyone on Twitter in Chiefs land is just really kind of scared about the injury.
He's a tough cookie. I think he'll be fine. And to be honest, if you don't have Patrick play for the next couple of weeks, I won't be mad at all. And that's how I feel about it. I think Carson Wentz is he's an NFL quarterback who has been successful in this league. That's the reason we got a guy like him here. He can throw the football around. And I think that, for all the things he's gone through, this is why you sign a guy like him for a time like this. And so I'm really disappointed and a little enraged that we actually put Patrick in that position to throw the ball like we did, which doesn't make any sense when we had 2 running backs that could easily tote the rock, especially when you're up on them like we are. So that's the part to me that's really confusing. It's really confusing. So I get you want to work your offense. You still want to make things work. You're still trying to deal with your scheme, right? Because it's like I always said, it's always about us. It's not really about them. It's about us and what we're working on to get to this 3-peat. And so for them, still going against a very good defense, see what works against them so we can see how it's going to work during the playoffs when you start getting to some harder things, right? That's how you do it. But not at the detriment of Patrick Mahomes, that the guy that's going to get you there, the one that's going to win it for you all, PM15, you can't put him in jeopardy. You just can't. And so that, to me, was really a head scratcher. It was. For the amount that we threw it, Whew. Yeah. I bet they want to take some of that back, and they know they're going to have to get heat for that. And they might have to say, like, look, we probably shouldn't have put him in that situation. So.
Yeah, it'd be great to hear Nagy or Andy just come to the podium after this game and say, we screwed up. We screwed up throwing the ball that many times as we did and putting Pat in harm's way. It was malpractice.
Yeah, it never happened. It'll never happen. A lot of doctors don't want to admit when they do things wrong either, right? So
that's true. Teja, do you have any concerns about the injury? I know his trainer Bobby Stroud came online and just put a bunch of emojis, pretty much saying they're going to get him right and they're going to get him back up to full speed like they did a couple years ago during the Super Bowl run against the Eagles.
Yeah, that's encouraging, but at the same time, if they have to get him right, that means something's wrong, right? So I hope it's not a serious thing. It is concerning. I mean, he's our guy, right? So of course it's concerning that he's limping around over there and he didn't finish the game because he's the kind of guy that would want to come back in even if there were like 3 or 4 minutes, 2 minutes remaining. He'd want to even come back in just to kneel the ball. We've seen that before. So yeah, it's never a good sign. And yeah, I echo what JD said. It's it's on coaching. You have a left guard playing left tackle against one of the best D linemen in the league, and you're dropping back 100 times. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Our numbers in the second half, it's like I hope we were trying to test out things because other than that, I don't know what we were doing in the second half to try to throw that ball. I mean, we threw it 40 times, being up 2 to 3 touchdowns most of the game. It's just crazy to think about. Like you just don't do that because we were up pretty much in the first 3 minutes of the game already.
Yeah,
and we were basically nursing a lead for most of that game, nursing a 2 to 3 score lead in that game. So yeah, I mean, running backs had 27 carries. It didn't even feel like that many, right? When I looked at the stat line, I was like, wow, I'm surprised we even ran it that much. We had 11 carries in the second half. 11 carries in the second half, up 2 to 3 scores. It's crazy. Wow. And out of 8 drives in the second half, we only had 1 drive over 6 plays. It's just, yeah. I mean, Mahomes was 6 of 18 in the second half, 12 incompletions.
6 of 18?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I don't get it. They must have. Maybe they think that we're going to have Tooney playing left tackle in the playoffs. And we're like, you know what? Let's give him as much prep as possible against one of the best in the league. I don't know. I mean, at this point, they were testing something out in that game. Or like I said last week when we were talking about this, is part of this just like really stubbornness that we're going to get this right. We're going to get, no. We're going to keep doing this so we get it right. And they just keep passing until they just think it's going to be a slump buster eventually. Right. I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's when we speak about those things offensively, we talk about we got to work on our stuff. We got to work on our stuff. That is the focus. And so for them, they got to work on their stuff. Passing deep balls, like you said, trying to get ready, get Worthy activated, throw to Hopkins, Juju. Let's work on some of the things that we need to work on, right? For the bigger picture, right? For the bigger picture. And so sometimes what you do is, you cut your nose off in spite of your face. Well, why are you, when you know the practical thing to do because you have got this thing in the bag, like, why are you running the ball? How many times in the second half?
11 carries from running backs in the second half
That's crazy. It's forming out, when you do, that's forming offense. You handed the ball off and all you're doing is coming after and you beating down the D-line and the linebackers and you're teeing off on them. And if they do something in the box, it's a quick play action pass or something and measure, something quick. You ain't trying to look for the deep balls down the field and you got 8 people coming after you or 7 or 6. It just looked like the whole team was coming after at that point. Like, and we weren't really like pinching them to stop them. That's the thing. When you look at a passing situation and to our detriment, defenses, they know us. They know our tendencies and they know like they're going to do their stuff. They don't care about running the football. They're going to go ahead and try to pass it. And they know it. So I just, you got to be smarter than that. They have to be smarter than that. Okay. And I get it that Patrick Mahomes is invincible, right? And he gets up after every hit and, he shakes himself off and hell no, don't take me out, right? They know all that about him. But when I seen him sitting over there on the sideline, I seen his arms up and that sucker looked like I'm done for the day. I think he was visibly like, yeah, I'm hurting. Y'all had to convince me twice to sit over here. Ain't no hell no. Hell no, I'm not going in. It was more of that. Hell no, I'm not going in.
I got that same vibe from his body language too, JD. I felt
Absolutely.
that same vibe when he was talking to Nagy on the sideline when he had his jacket on. Yeah, I felt the same thing.
Hey man, I'm done. Through the hip, I'm done.
Yeah.
Dude, you see it right there? Went, put that sucker in. Paying a whole lot of money, sit back there, hold the clipboard, put his ass in.
Obviously, numbers can be deceiving. So I've seen a lot of people online say Tooney did a remarkable job today. Obviously, the last 6 games, 23 sacks for Mahomes. Today, 0 sacks, but we saw he was taking some shots and hits today. So what was your overall thoughts on the O-line play? I know people look at sacks. There's no sacks today, which is great, but he was still taking some hits and some shots today. What were your overall thoughts on the offensive line play today?
I thought they did a good job. I thought they did a really good job. Matter of fact, Tooney is he's a wall. That's it. When you talk about anchor, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you got to use as much force as possible to bull rush him. And so Myles Garrett realized tackles and guards are built different. Guards are more squatty. They're very tough. They're very strong low base, center and gravity and stuff, right? And that's who Joe Tooney is. And so Myles Garrett, you seem like trying to push the sled and trying to push, Tooney back there. And he realized, like, man, he's taking up a lot of space. He's not an easy guy to get by. I think he did a pretty decent job. And the reality is this: it's the NFL. You ain't gonna keep everybody out there. You're not gonna stop everybody every single play. Okay. As good as our offensive line played, there's gonna be a break in that dam at some point. It is. And when you got big boys up front, and all you got them doing is kicking back, catching people, then it's not a good plan. It's not. I almost think, when you get to the sideline, I'm like, how come we ain't running the daggone football? Heck, we got 3 and 4 tight ends over here. We got 4 or 5 running backs. Run the daggone football. So that's what I think. I think they did a good job until, them suckers peel their ears back and just want to start humming, coming after them. So.
I never heard Caliendo's name said in the game, so that's always a good sign if you don't hear a lineman's name said, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means he's doing his job.
Doing his job, man. Yeah.
It's funny, when a lineman does his job, you don't hear his name. When most other positions do their jobs, you hear their names. Or if they don't do their jobs, you hear their names too.
Right. That's the unsung heroes, man. That's
but that's so that's a good sign. I mean, that also helps that it proves that, if we need to go Tooney playoffs, it's we can do that, but I guess it's not the most ideal thing. But yeah, I saw plenty of plays where Garrett was pushing his way and making his way inside, but you know what? Like, with Garrett, I don't think there's a shutting him down unless you're an elite, bookend left tackle, which there aren't many of those anymore anyway. We talked about this recently. There aren't like dominant rows out there anymore. Mm-hmm. Or there maybe a couple of them. So no one's going to dominate Garrett. You just want to get in his way, really, and slow him down a bit, right? It's like stopping. You're not going to stop a great score in an NBA game. Just limit him to like 20 to 25. Don't let him score 35, 40 against you, and that's good. That's good enough, right? Yes. That's kind of what stopping Garrett's like. You're not going to shut him down. You just slow him down.
Yeah. You hold Mike or Kobe to 20 points, you did a hell of a job. 25?
25.
Hell of a job. Yeah. You get a triple W? Hell of a job. Attaboy, he didn't hit you for 40 or 50 tonight.
And without doubling them all game.
Yeah. So
there was a stat from ESPN that came out after the game. So Mahomes was pressured 54% of the time today per ESPN stats. That's the highest pressure rate he's faced in a game since 2020.
Goodness gracious. Yep.
I wonder how long the average time he held the ball on, too. That also matters as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, same thing. Get greedy. We want the chunks. Check downs. Just don't check it down. We see it, when you go ahead, you chip and you come out. Check down. You ain't got it up top. You feel the throw it. Check down. Let them miss. Pacheco did a great job in space. Got the ball to him. He made some guys miss. Same thing. Give it to Worthy. Make a guy miss. So short passes, intermediate, throw those things. And also Pearson says, run the damn ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, and running would help too.
The damn ball.
Maybe then you could possibly do a play action. I know we maybe forgot what that was, but that could happen more often too if we actually ran the ball.
Absolutely.
Especially in the second half, because 27 carries by your running backs or whatever I said earlier. It's not horrible for a game, but when your game script matters, right? When you're winning by 2 to 3 scores like we are all game, you have to run more, run the clock out, get out of the game. Because that last hit on Mahomes really hurt his ankle, but he was already limping a little bit before that from a previous hit, right? Wasn't he already kind of limping before that?
Yeah,
he was walking gingerly before that. So you pass like 6 more times in a row after that. I mean, it's also cocky too. It's like you don't think that the Browns can come back and score, which I've seen them do in chunks before. So also a point of just winning the game. Get the hell out of there with a win.
Yeah. And also, too, talking about just taking what the defense gives you. I mean, I think it was one of our opening drives where Mahomes took that shot to Justin Watson. If you look in that play, Xavier Worthy's doing a late-breaking drag, a little rub around in the middle of the field, him and Juju. He's wide open. If he checks it down to Worthy, I think Worthy had like at least 20 to 30 yards there, and there was no one there. He just broke it up field afterwards. But, yeah, he took the deep shot to Justin Watson, which is – I don't know. It's the guy you want to throw a deep shot and double coverage to, Justin Watson. They ended up being an OPI in the end.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested. How'd y'all do in y'all betting? How'd y'all do with y'all?
0 for 1, 0 for 2, 1 for 2, 1 for 3. Yeah, I went 1 for 5 this week.
1 for 5?
1, 2, 3, 3 of 4. What was my last one? I'm forgetting one.
But
yeah, I had 3 of 4. I don't remember my last one was actually.
Yeah, they took Winston out. He only had 2 carries, so that was that hurt. He had a whole quarter, possibly get one more rushing attempts, but he didn't get that.
Any added concerns about our butt kicker? No, he's just getting better.
You don't think it's weird that Lawrence Tynes, he tweeted on Twitter or on X earlier, he talked about he thinks it's very odd that he's landing on his plant leg like that. He says it's just weird. He says it feels like it's a new thing that's kind of established over the last year or so where he's been landing on his plant leg after the kick. He says it's very odd to him.
I went back when I looked at the games last year. He was doing it. So I don't know. Maybe this is just like an adjustment. Him seeing it, but I think he's going to be fine. I don't really worry about him too much.
Yeah. I don't think he did kickoffs today either. So I mean, they're working him back in slowly.
I do think it's interesting how we almost went for that 4th call timeout and then end up kicking it and then missing it. Which I don't know why did you notice, JD? They were rushing. Really, like Butker was really trying to rush that kick, and we had like 20 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah.
It was really strange. It was like there was 10 seconds left. I was like, you guys got some time. You can just relax. It's all right.
I think he was more pissed off that his holder and his and Ariza weren't out there. I think that he was more mad about that. I think
he was going off on him like, man,
Yep.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he had some time though. He didn't need to feel rushed. I feel like they messed up his whole mojo of his entire process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kickers are very very structured when it comes to their routines out there. Looking at some of the good stuff today. So obviously, over the last few weeks, last 6 games, the Brown had given up the ball 12 times. Before that, over the last 6 games, the Browns had allowed 18 sacks to Jameis Winston. And then we had 5 sacks today. And we also had 6 turnovers in today's game. We had 2 over the last 6 games before this game. 2 over the last 6 games. We had 6 in this game alone. Most turnovers we've had in a game since 2016. So defense brought it today. Karlaftis, a few sacks. Jones to get a sack, but obviously he affects the game in many, many ways, allowing Omenahu to do his thing, allowing Karlaftis to do his thing. And then secondary played pretty well today. They pretty much only just targeted Judy all game, but nobody else really did much on that offensive side of the ball. But what did you guys make of the defensive play today? Because everyone kind of contributed in their own way.
I think they balled out. I think they did a tremendous job. Just kind of being ball hawks out there, getting after Jamison Winston. Like I said, that's what I wanted to see, especially from the defensive line, and they did it. Menahu, McDuff, Karlaftis, Chris Jones. I mean, you name it. All those guys was giving him fits. Bolton came in for a couple of sacks. I mean, it was bringing Tranquil off the edge. And so what they were doing is, like I said before, confusing them, Jameis Winston, what we were running. And so I think that was a formula all along. And then he'll make errant throws, and so be it. That's what ended up happening. But they did a great job. The only thing was Jacoby Ford, that last long run. And it was a bad angle. And so probably should have made that tackle, but, that was the only thing. 62-yarder, I think, I believe it was. So other than that, man, I think they played a hell of a job, a hell of a game.
Thoughts on Jaden Hicks? I know Jaden Hicks had Pearson in the chat saying Hicks looked good. He came in there, got a lot more playing time once Chamari went out with the concussion, which, prayers after Chamari, that looked really rough. I could tell it was a leg injury, but seeming he just couldn't walk straight after the head injury. So hopefully he's doing all right. But Jaden Hicks stepped in, got a lot more playing time after that happened. What did you make of the youngsters play? I know he had the pick to end the game to ice it at the end, but what did you make of Jaden Hicks's more playing time today?
No, it was good. I mean, that's what they've been getting prepared for, So, I mean, he was the next guy up anyway. So I expected for him to come in because he's got a lot of speed. He's got a lot of natural ability. I think he's still figuring out where he fits in everything. That's probably why I haven't been playing as much. But I have no question about his ability whatsoever. He's a hell of a football player. I like Hicks. So you did a good job.
Yeah, and shout out McDuffie, first interception of his NFL career. I know we've been talking about it on the betting show. And as a matter of fact, I think we talked about it this week that McDuffie could get his first career NFL interception. So there you go. So
did we talk about his over-under before the season started? What was it? Was it 1 or 1.5?
It was 1.5.
Okay, so he's halfway there.
There you go. Just play Jameis Winston every week, and you'll be all right.
We talked about him not getting targeted as a reason why he wouldn't get it, but he is getting targeted, so he's just not coming down with him. 5 sacks, 8 tackles for losses, 11 QB hits as a defense. It almost sounds like that's what teams have been doing to us for the past month and a half. We finally did that to someone else. Hey, great. And we did bring people from all over, and we had a lot of help outside the D line. But I felt like ever since Omenahu's just gotten more up to speed, our D line has been creating pressure by themselves more and more each week. Mm-hmm. That's really encouraging because the less people you have to bring to get pressure, the more people are back there to catch a bad pass, which happened more often today, right? We had six turnovers created. How about that, man? We made up for some lost time. We talked all week about creating turnovers and finally did it. So maybe we'll be top 10 in turnover differential by the end of the season. Maybe.
Keep pushing this. Yeah.
But it was really encouraging. I mean, they made up for how bad our offense looked, to be honest with you. So, I mean, as many good things as I have to say about the defense, I had as many bad things to say about the offense because you created 6 turnovers and you only scored 21 points. It just shows you how good our defense was and how bad our offense was today. So, I know we were overly negative about and honest about the offense, but the defense just killed it, man. And they every time it seemed like the Browns could get back into the game, 3 and out. Like we had a million of them in the second half. Time for the Browns to maybe answer back here, and we shut it down right away, which is awesome.
I like to believe that our offense is what that second quarter drive was. Coming out very creative, getting the ball to the playmakers, right? Worthy, nice little, quick little jet, and get it out in space. Let him go, let him fly. D-Hop catching the football like he was today. Got Juju involved. Travis got some good, great catches. My thing is, man, we got to figure out all the stuff in between all of that. The whole it makes no sense whatsoever why we don't have a better feel on running the football and mixing it up throughout third and fourth quarter. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I know my man right here said it. Pearson was talking about Nagy. And so let me ask y'all, because I know we say, Reed is running the offense, it's his offense and stuff like that. And how much do y'all believe Nagy is putting into this thing? Or is it all Nagy? Well, like I said, it's collective. I know it's collective, right? So I don't want to put on just one guy, right? So I had to sit there and say, this has got to be part of like the entire offensive staff. Like nobody's going to run something that somebody else don't know what they're running. Okay. It ain't like Nagy sitting over with a secret, like, oh, well, I'm going to run this. Reed knows it. And so he's got to sign off on it. He trusts him if he's going to be the one to make the play calls and stuff like that at that time. So, but
it's just so hard because we don't know. Just like with the old Bieniemy years, who to attribute to success, who to attribute to the bad weeks. It's so hard to know because we just don't know who's actually calling some of these plays and who called which plays, who wants to run it there, who wants to pass it there. I definitely think there is a propensity from the Chiefs fan base to not want to blame Andy for anything. But hey, we've had the one constant throughout Bieniemy and Doug and now Nagy is Andy Reid, right? So some of these issues are Andy related, and Andy did get tagged for this in Philadelphia too. Just
absolutely, I was
inability, time clock management, and the inability to call plays at the right time and not run the ball, just bail on the run. We have gone away from that. He's obviously progressed and evolved way more over the years as just a play caller, but sometimes you see that old Eagle issue.
Yeah. I mean, I got suggestions on things that need to run. Probably looks good as far as in the run game. And my thing is, I mean, we got the personnel to do it too. So, I don't know, man. Maybe this game gave him a light bulb. Maybe.
We've talked about this before, though. This a lot of our issues right now. I don't even know if it's a good or bad thing. I like that we're not introducing new issues in week 14, 15, 16, but it's also frustrating that a lot of these issues have been withstanding since near the beginning of the season. But now we have two capable running backs who we can keep fresh and keep running well. Because Hunt looked good today.
Looked great.
So it's frustrating that you want to get Pacheco back involved. Hunt looked pretty good. I don't know what it is. I think part of it is they want to get the passing game. They wanted to get it looking right. That's a really, really top priority for them.
Yeah.
Even when Wentz went in there, they still were dropping back.
I know.
They didn't hold back at all. When Wentz goes in there, they still drop the guy back.
Well, I think it just goes to show you it's not a Mahomes or Wentz. We need to get our passing game right.
This is our offense. We're gonna run what we run. Period. Okay. I don't care if Wentz is in there. If you put in, Justin Reed back there, we're gonna run what we run. They're gonna have him drop back.
Charles Davis said at one point, the Chiefs passing game is like most teams' run games. That's what he said. Yeah. And it's true, but that's not good. Especially when the pass game's struggling.
Yeah.
Your bread and butter can't be your bread and butter when your bread and butter is rotten.
I think the more troubling thing today, as far as yes, it's a win and we won 21-7, but the fact that we did have 6 turnovers, which is great, 6 takeaways, and we only scored 21 points. 6 takeaways. You had to score more than 21 points. And I know it's just a struggle. It just highlights the struggles we are having on offense. We took the ball away 6 times and 21 points. I'd like to go back to that 2016 game to see the 6 takeaways and how many points we had in that game. We had 6 takeaways, and that was what the Alex Smith era. So I'm curious to see what that would have been. But 6 takeaways and 21 points is just kind of uncomfortable because you have 6 takeaways. You put that game away. There's no reason why we should be scared about Dorian Thompson-Robinson scoring a touchdown at the end of the game to make it a 1-possession game with 5 minutes to go. We shouldn't even worry about that kind of stuff.
You're not sustaining drives, man.
Yeah,
that's the problem. So if you can't get going, can't get the car and the motor going, shoot, what good is it? So that's what they have to explore. And at times when it looked like, okay, it's a brilliant play. Oh, okay, it's a good throw. And then all of a sudden it was like, man, we punting again. Ariza got his workout today, baby.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I'll say I think it was the first game in a while where we saw a running back screen and a jet motion pop pass to a receiver in a long time. To see both those in the same game was kind of wild. So I feel like we just haven't seen both those plays in a long time. The running back screen followed by the jet motion pop pass to Worthy. I just feel like we hadn't seen that in such a long time in one game alone. Seems like they're kind of being a little bit more creative today.
Yeah, like I said, they're gonna try to do that because you're looking at the big picture.
We scored 24 points that game.
Oh, really? Okay.
Fitzpatrick threw 6 picks.
Jeez, so we only scored 24, huh?
I'm impressed they kept him in all game. Jameis only got to 3, and they got rid of him.
Yeah, man. So looking at news here, Andy Reid said that Mahomes has a high ankle sprain, no broken, no fracture. So it's a high ankle sprain. So could be week to week is what they're saying.
Sit him down for 2 weeks.
You think they're going to sit him out for that Netflix special on Christmas? And Netflix paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah, right.
That
the
game.
NFL will let Mahomes take HGH to get better before they let him sit out that game.
NFL is not intimidated by no one. No one. And Netflix, I don't care how big they feel like they are, NFL is not going to buy it. We're going to do what we do. That's what the NFL says, okay? Pat might come out there on crutches for a second. That's about it for the spell. But what is that? That's so he'll.
So we have 3 games in 10 days. So I believe we play on. Do we play Sunday or do we play Saturday? Do you have a Saturday game next week?
So you're talking. So yeah, 10 days. You got 10 days to the.
Yeah, we play on Saturday the 21st,
and then the 24th, right?
And then the 25th.
25th, yeah.
Yeah. So 10 days. So we got.
Wow, what a great stretch to have a high ankle sprain when you have 2 games in a 4-day span.
Yeah.
21st and 25th. That's criminal, dude.
It is.
And it's funny because Mahomes was already complaining about how this sucked. And now he's got this. He's got to play 2 games in 4 days. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, Mike Brand says Carson Wentz might be the one to get Hollywood Brown and DeAndre Hopkins and Worthy first before Patrick Mahomes does.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? He's the one that gets to play with the toys first. Those were supposed to be Mahomes' gifts, not Wentz's gifts.
He's all right. Sure, he ain't worried about it. We'll let Wentz borrow him for a little bit. Okay. We know who they belong to. So.
But all right, guys. It's a packed 4 o'clock schedule right now. Bills in Detroit. Bills are up 14-7 over Detroit. And there's the Eagles and Steelers game, 10-3 Eagles over the Steelers so far. But that does it for us, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed our post-game show. Chiefs won 21-7, 13-1. There's a lot of things to talk about, things we could point at and point to. But at the end of the day, we're 13-1 and just need our guys to be healthy going into the postseason because that's all that really matters. So
just stay a game ahead of the Bills.
Exactly. So Detroit better come back here. No?
If Detroit wins today, Mahomes is sitting both those games.
For sure. For sure. But all right, guys. Well, we hope everybody enjoyed the show, and we will see you guys tomorrow night. JD and I will be back on for our grade show. JD will take an in-depth look at what we saw from today's game, and we will give you our grades for the entirety of today's game. So, yeah. You guys have any final words, JD?
No, man. Shoot, other than, the bad news we was talking about on Friday, man, Jimmy Wilkerson had passed away. A lot of guys are talking about it, being affected by it. Continued prayers for him and his family. And so it's one of those things, man, that is kind of hits you really hard. It's a gut punch. And so he's a great dude, great guy, great teammate, good friend, just a good all-around brother, man. So try to support them as much as possible, man. So just put your prayers in for his family and his kids, for sure. So
Absolutely.
Send our love to the Wilkerson family for sure.
all right.
All right, fellas.
All right, man. Well, gentlemen, love you guys.
Love you all, man.
You see,
Love
I
you
got
guys.
an office Christmas party I got to be at. So
All right, man. Go put on your Santa hat.
I will. I think I got one over there. I got a red Chiefs hat or something.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Because I'm going into it. It's a den full of like Bengals fans, and I love just rubbing it in their face.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're gonna the Chiefs gear for it.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Love y'all.
Love you guys.
Talk to you later.
Take it easy, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.